Heart disease is the leading cause of death in the United States and has been our #1 killer every single year for more than a century. Dr. William Clifford Roberts published extensively on the cause of our top killer. He was the chief of pathology at the National Institutes of Health for 30 years before he headed up Baylor University's Heart and Vascular Institute. He authored more than 1,300 scientific publications, wrote more than 100 book chapters on cardiology, and was the editor-in-chief of the American Journal of Cardiology for 40 years. Well, what is the cause of atherosclerosis? Well, first of all, didn't he mean causes? I mean, there are lots of things that can increase our risk of heart disease: high blood pressure, diabetes, cigarette smoking, inactivity, obesity, but none of that matters, he said, unless we have high cholesterol. Atherosclerosis is a cholesterol problem. Yes, these other factors can amplify the cholesterol damage, but as long as cholesterol levels are low enough, heart disease remains rare. There's only one necessary risk factor for atherosclerosis, and that's elevated cholesterol in the blood. How low does our cholesterol have to be to prevent and arrest atherosclerotic plaques? Ideally, our bad cholesterol, the LDL, should be under 70 mg per deciliter, which is less than 1.8 millimole per liter. If such a goal was created, the great scourge of the Western world would be essentially eliminated. So we could put 100 million people on a lifetime of sufficient cholesterol-lowering drugs, or be what he called a pure vegetarian fruit eater, which is how we refer to those eating whole food, plant-based diets. Now, if we put everyone on drugs, millions would suffer side effects, such as developing diabetes, so of course a plant-based diet is the least expensive and safest means of achieving the plaque-preventing LDL goal, but few in the Western world are willing to live on the herbivore diet. Because, according to probably the most renowned cardiovascular pathologist of all time, the #1 cause of our #1 killer is elevated cholesterol, which means the cause of our #1 killer is not eating enough plants.